Hello, today we're here to talk about the difference in the traditional approach to science instruction and the inquiry based approach to science instruction. In a traditional approach, the teacher is the center of information. This is a more structured time frame for learning and presenting of the curriculum. The students are given lectures, books to read, and in the end of the day, notes to take on the lectures. And at the end of the day, they are expected to be able to recall what they have learned from the lectures and the book, the book they are reading. There is some experimentation, but it is more structured and controlled by the teacher. The example of this would be in the first vignette, the class came in, they knew what they were going to be doing. The teacher asked if they had any prior knowledge of the moon and the 28 days and how the moon cycles affect things, and the students answered, and then she put the students in groups, and the students worked at what she wanted them to be working on in their groups. Whereas in an inquiry-based approach, the students are the center of the lesson and the instruction. This is a less structured time frame for learning, as the students can spend as much time a day as they need to working on what they're working on. The students have hands-on experiments. They're constantly questioning. They're building their information from thinking and moving forward with what they're doing in their own groups. An example of this would be how the teacher came in to her class in the second vignette and said that they would be working on the 28-day lunar cycle, and the kids went off into their groups. The teacher basically asked them a question, and the students went to their groups and worked on answering what the teacher was asking. Research-based effective strategies for teaching, there is several. The use of hands-on experiments, hands-on activities. This is when the students can work with their hands. They get a better understanding of what they are learning, and it allows them to work within the concepts that they are learning. Inquiry-based, the students are encouraged to ask questions, investigate what they're learning. Think about what you're doing. This definitely fosters the use of critical thinking within students, as well as the use of problem-solving skills. Collaborative learning is another strategy. Having the students in groups, working their activities together, discussing what they're working on, asking questions of each other, bouncing ideas off each other. Again, this is a great way to solve problems. Working in groups can make learning fun for the students. You can also make connections to the real world. Any concept that the students are working on can be related to a real world idea or phenomenon. By doing this, the students can see that what they are learning is relevant to the world. These ideas are great for students with exceptionalities, as that you're in groups working on hands-based projects. The students can ask questions. They all feel like they're a part of the group. They can ask questions. They have people there to help them study, or to help them with the answers to the questions. They have a better chance of learning, especially if they're struggling with something. The theory of constructivism is just that, is a theory, whereas inquiry-based is a teaching model. Both are based on the idea that knowledge can be actively learned by interacting with other students and their environment. They are based on the thought that information should not be lectured and repeated, but that the students can build on their own knowledge through the asking of questions, problem solving, working with hands-on experiments. In the end, this is a fun way to increase education. Traditional and inquiry-based teaching. There is a stark contrast in these. In traditional teaching, the teacher is the person presenting the lecture. The students are taking notes. This is more of an individualistic thing for the students. The students are taking their own notes, reading the book, and learning that way. Whereas if you want to get more inclusion, the inquiry-based is a great way to have everybody included. As the students can work in groups, the students are assessing each other, talking, asking questions, working on problems. Everybody feels included when working in an inquiry-based instruction plan. Culturally responsive teaching in science, well, that's interesting. As the student, you need to know that you have many diverse backgrounds in your classroom. As a teacher, you need to take the time to get to know your students. There are different things you can do to try to make this work. You can try using different languages if you have that ability. examples from different cultures to help everybody understand, especially real world examples from different cultures, so that all the students, especially ones from different cultures, can learn about each other's cultures. Offer differentiated instructions. Make sure that there are different materials and activities for all different styles of learnings and needs. And again, collaborative learning. Everybody working in a group learns better when they're working in a group. Myself, in my classroom, when I get it, I think the idea of the inquiry-based is fantastic. Getting the students to get their hands on things, to work in groups, to question, to ask questions, to brainstorm ideas is a fantastic way for them to learn. I just hope that I can pull it off and be a good teacher when it comes to trying to teach that. Thank you for your time today.